AI is pumping up Caterpillar stock. Yes, the bulldozer company, the yellow one. ChatGPT does not need more excavators, but it is hungry for lots and lots of power. In this video, we connect the dots between AI and one of the most old-school companies in the Dow. AI is turning data centers into factories. And factories need land, copper, and reliable electricity. The grid is slow, demand is not. So big tech is doing what they always does when something is slow, bypassing it. And Caterpillar sells the bypass. AI data center is basically a small city that happens to train robots to write your emails. AI data center is dense. More GPUs in less space, more heat, more power. And unlike your house, the power cannot flicker for half a second. That is why the conversation has shifted from how much does electricity cost to can we even get enough of it? The US Department of Energy put hard numbers on this. Data centers used about 4.4% of total US electricity in 2023. The DOE says that could rise to roughly 6.7% to 12% by 2028. If you live near a data center hub, you already feel it. JLL's year-end 2025 North America Data Center report paints the same picture. Vacancy stuck at a record low 1%, a 35 gigawatt construction pipeline, and many tenants already contracting for deliveries in 2027 or 2028. That is not maybe demand. That is, take a number. Here is the problem. The grid is not a phone app. You cannot just hit update and suddenly have more capacity. Transformers have lead times. Transmission lines take years. Permitting is slow. Ireland is the extreme case study. The International Energy Agency notes that data center electricity use in Ireland more than tripled since 2015, reaching 18% of total consumption by 2022. And in parts of Europe, connecting a new data center to the grid can take 7 to 10 years on average. AWS has publicly pointed to wait times of up to 7 years. If your business plan is ship GPUs next year, a 7-year wait is not a timeline. It is a deal breaker. So what do? They bring their own power. That is literally the strategy. The biggest data center infrastructure companies are now building on-site power plants. It can still connect to the public grid, but it does not depend on it. In Northern Virginia, a single voltage fluctuation has once knocked 60 data centers offline at the same time. One glitch, 60 facilities down. That is the nightmare when your power load is this concentrated. You want redundancy, speed, equipment that behaves. That leads directly to Caterpillar. Most people hear Caterpillar and think excavators, loaders, construction. That is half the story. Caterpillar is also one of the world's biggest sellers of power generation equipment. Natural gas generator sets. Industrial turbines through its Solar Turbines subsidiary. Controls. Microgrid systems. Service and parts. Exactly what you need when you are powering a giant building full of GPUs and you cannot wait for the grid. In Caterpillar's fourth quarter 2025 results, the Power and Energy division posted $9.4 billion in sales, up 23% from the year before. And it was not just top-line growth. Power and Energy segment profits rose while construction and resource profits got squeezed by higher costs. The power side is carrying more weight, and investors love two things: growth and visibility. Caterpillar has both right now. Caterpillar's 2025 annual filing showed firm order backlog of about $51.2 billion at the end of 2025. About $19.3 billion of that backlog was not going to fill in 2026. That is demand stretching beyond the next calendar year. Customers are reserving production capacity. So who is getting in line? Deal 1. Joule. In August 2025, Joule Capital Partners, Caterpillar and Wheeler announced an agreement to power a high-performance compute data center campus in Utah. The plan is multi-gigawatt big, 4 gigawatts of total energy, powered by a fleet of Caterpillar's latest natural gas generator sets, plus a massive battery system for grid-forming stability. If you're thinking, that sounds like a power plant, you are right. It is basically a power plant that happens to live next to a data center. And the key phrase Caterpillar used is prime power. That means continuous duty, not occasional backup. The difference between we have a generator and we are the generator. The AI boom is literally creating customers who look at the electric grid and say, no thanks, we will build our own. Deal 2. American Intelligence and Power, or AIP. In January 2026, AIP, Caterpillar and dealer Boyd Cat announced a strategic alliance to deploy 2 gigawatts of dedicated power for hyperscale AI infrastructure at a site called Monarch. 2 gigawatts. That is utility scale. The purchase agreement called for 2 gigawatts of fast-response natural gas generator sets, with deliveries from September 2026 through August 2027. Fast response matters because AI workloads can spike hard. Caterpillar highlighted that its G3516 fast response gensets can ramp from 0 to full load in about 7 seconds. 7 seconds. Less time than it takes you to find your phone in the couch. Both deals share the same message. Data center operators are buying a combined stack. Generators, batteries, controls, cooling integration, service, and financing. Which brings up the obvious question. Why Caterpillar? Why not somebody else? First, scale and speed. When you are building a data center, time to power is everything. Caterpillar has been building engines and power systems for a century. It ships at volume, fast. Second, reliable dealer network. A data center cares how fast you can fix the thing at 2 a.m. Caterpillar's massive dealer network is built for exactly that. Third, solutions, not parts. These customers are not buying a generator, but an energy system. Prime power, batteries, controls, cooling, redundancy. Caterpillar partnered with Vertiv to offer such a combined system. Even without the generators, AI boosts demand for the physical world. Every data center needs wiring, transformers, switchgear. That means copper. S&P Global projects copper demand rising 50% by 2040, with a potential 10 million metric ton shortfall if supply does not expand. More copper demand means more mining investment, more equipment, more service. Caterpillar sits right in the middle of all three. AI hits Caterpillar twice, once through power, once through the commodity supply chain. So the next time someone tells you AI is all about chips, remind them somebody has to power the chip. If this breakdown was useful, hit like so the algorithm knows you want more boring companies doing exciting things. And drop a comment. What is your favourite sneaky AI play that is not a tech stock? Subscribe for more weekly compounding. See you next week.